The concept basically came from, did a lot of research into the Arctic and Antarctic expeditions, and I wanted to sort of create something that was non-functional, so something where maybe it restricted the explorers instead of aiding them, or it would expose you to the cold instead of keeping you warm. So really backwards things like that. And I looked at the artwork of Matthew Barney and Lucy Orta, sort of inspired those shapes. It's all very textural. I do knitwear, so it's quite, textiles are really important to me. So I worked a lot with embroidery, and then I wanted to look at fabric manipulation as well. So lots of like gathering, big volume, things like that. And then the furs, I love the furs. But yeah, I also looked at sort of deconstructing things and seeing I could put them back together, because I think that's a really great way to sort of upcycle and keep things new.
So concept-wise, mental health starting point, and then I think I've veered down looking at bipolar in particular, just because I've got hands-on experience with it. So it's like interesting to me how the mood fluctuates quite drastically, and it can be within people who don't even look like they've got anything wrong with them. So I wanted the collection to be sort of discontorted, but there was a theme throughout it, which sort of like where I got my inspiration from with bipolar, because you just don't know when someone's mood's going to change, or if it's going to be mania or happiness or really sad. So I'll use anything with like a print. So I've used my nan's curtains before today, which I use for myself. This isn't my nan's curtains. She's not like a big like army freak. But yeah, I like brocades, metallics, and heavy. I like using upholstery as well. So I tend to stick with thicker fabrics because I just love making things with structure. But I am trying to work on using more floatier stuff.
Yeah, the collection's called Mihi, and it's a word from the Maori tribe of New Zealand, which is a native tribe, and it means to pay tribute to. So the collection really is a tribute to my dad's unfulfilled dream of moving to New Zealand. Since he was like 25, he's always wanted to immigrate there, and it's never really been possible. So I wanted to explore this idea of me perhaps being the one to like continue the dream and like fulfill it for him. So a lot of the pieces are my style fused with his. So kind of mixing something quite archaic with something really contemporary. My favourite piece actually is here, and it's a deconstructed biker jacket. So I found this in a charity shop, and because my dad used to be a biker, and when he went to New Zealand, a lot of the photos are him wearing like lots of leather, and he was really an adventurer from when he was young. So he used to be in the Sea Cadets, and always like travelling around. So I wanted to bring in some of the biker references. So I found the jacket and I took out the lining, and this is what was on the inside. And I wanted to change it up somehow, but I loved it so much that I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it as it is. And I think conceptually it's really relevant because it's a deconstructed biker jacket. It's not complete, it's not finished, to almost really reinforce the idea of his dream not being fulfilled.
The inspiration for these pieces came from, I think, the 60s American Housewife. I like the idea of the clothes and shapes that she wore, sort of like Mad Men, Betty Draper style, Peggy Olson. I like the idea of a baby as it was sort of their thing, like they couldn't get rid of it or anything. It was like their Jesus or something. So I sort of like that idea. I like the bright colours, bright prints, just to exaggerate the clothes and the form on the body.
The concept is fundamentally to glamorise denim, because it's a wardrobe staple, but I feel like it's very much limited to just jeans and jackets. And so I wanted to broaden that idea and just make it a bit more glamorous, a bit more wearable for everyone rather than just a casual outfit. So I was looking at two different societies. So early 1900s, the American workers saw the men in the farms and the fields, and then also British aristocracy. So all the women with their corsets and all their beautiful fabrics, the embroidery, the lace, that kind of general shape, everything's wasted.
The main inspiration behind my collection was looking into a bakery window and seeing beautiful, beautiful cakes and wondering how long have these cakes been here? Are they still edible? And I thought, how could I bring that into a clothing or into something that was wearable? And so I played with different types of silicone and different types of plastics to see if I could recreate the same textures but have more of a long-lasting effect. So a lot of this collection, textile-wise, is based on kind of the premise of these cakes. The colors I chose for this collection was based around the sweetness of these kind of masks, or these frosted facades, if you will. My models, when they walk, will be carrying baseball bats, barbed wire, and spikes made out of frosting on the bats. And so they'll look quite thugs, as though they're about to go like rip open a store or something. But I'm excited to see the full look come together.